Okay, we're recording.
Perfect. So this is great because this way, for those people that couldn't join us tonight, you can always make sure that they see this video, and that way it's easy for them. Any questions that they have, and hopefully this will answer a bunch of that. So most of you know, I'm Staci Curtis. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I'm so glad to have all of you on this call. Some of you have been doing this for a while, and some of you are fairly new. So because we've had so much growth over the past month, I thought it would be best to do a Zoom call to kind of, help people get started. And that way you guys know exactly, the steps to take as you go through your journey. So the one thing that I love is called the success plan. You can find that on the team pages. And just so you have an idea, with all my notes, success plan. It's great. It's on the Darby team page. It's on our team page, powered by Plexus. I always tell people, pull this up, look through it. Amazing information. Start sharing Plexus now. Don't wait until you feel like, you have to know everything. I'm 2 years into it, and I'm still learning things. So do not feel like you have to know everything before you can start sharing. Share right away. That's the most important thing. Some of the things that I think are really important are kind of being able to explain, to have this, elaborate story. You don't have to know everything, but what you can do is tell people, who's that? Is that?
Oh, that's my friend Kate.
I was like, I see somebody, but it's
one of my level ones, but she doesn't really do the business she was getting herself into.
Absolutely. Have people over for a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're getting on a conference call. That's great. But the one thing that I love is, have something simple. When you're talking to somebody about Plexus, you don't have to feel like you have to have this long, drawn out, script. It can be something as easy as, and let me just kind of give you an example. You don't have to say something like Plexus is a health and wellness company unless you really wanted to. But what you can, and I wrote this out just so that way I can make sure that kind of comes across right. You could say something like, wow, I'm shocked you haven't heard about Plexus. It's everywhere. Plexus helped me reach my goal weight, gives me crazy energy, and allows me to stay home with my kids. And I bring in an awesome income. I'm shocked you haven't heard about it. It's awesome. So, 2 or 3 sentences, something that shows that you're passionate, something that shows that you are, excited about Plexus. I really feel that that helps. Yes, you could say Plexus is a health and wellness company. We have products for this, this, and this. But that's kind of, to me, it kind of seems a little boring. So kind of make it exciting. A few sentences. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Let people know about it. If you share your success.
I was trying to do it. No. It's Zoom.
Whoa,
I should have. Hi. Sorry.
It's okay. If you give something short and sweet about Plexus and what it is, it makes it so much easier. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to go over is the success kit, which I think is huge. Every person that joins, they get a welcome pack. They get the products at the deepest discounted price. The welcome pack is amazing. It comes with brochures and things to kind of help you get started. This is huge. It's the quick start guide. Great information. I challenge all of you to look through this. It's got the 10 steps of things for you to do. Be a product of the product. Start learning a little bit about the products. You don't have to know every single thing about them, but start becoming familiar with a few things. Some of the ingredients, kind of how they help, some of the main ingredients, which I think are important. Get to know the success plan and this ambassador kit. The more that you read through, the more that you do listen to videos, the more that you are going to become more familiar with this. Come up with your why. Your why is so important. Your why changes. My why at the beginning was, all I want to do was find something that can help me feel better. I'm tired of having allergies and sinus infections. I'm tired of taking naps when my kids take naps. I'm tired of, taking prescription sleeping pills. Well, I ended up finding something that worked for me, and it was amazing. Triplex, that was my number one, that was my number one product. That was my favorite. So it's sharing. Your why will change. My why was just to find something that helped me feel better. Perfect. Once that happened, my why changed. It was, wow, I'm loving these products. I can't wait to share them with everybody. Then my why was the financial part. My husband lost his job. It was devastating. I needed an income. Plexus came at a time when I needed it most. It was perfect. So kind of come up with that why, because you'll realize from your beginning of your journey, as you go through, it will change over time. And then that's huge. Set your business goals. I'm just kind of going through this right here, this sheet. Set your business goals. You don't have to spend hours and hours on Plexus, but you've got to find time to work this business. Share it with people. That's huge. Every single day I'm messaging people. I'm reaching out to people. Don't be scared to do it, because you never know. If you sit back and you think, oh, I'm scared to do it, somebody else out there will reach out to them, and you don't want that. You want to be that person that reaches out to them. That's really, really important. Connect with your sponsor or upline. We are one big team. We're all here to help. Never be scared that, oh my gosh, what if this is a silly question? Ask questions. You're not going to know unless you ask. We have so many resources with on Facebook. There's no way that you can mess up or ask a silly question. So if you're not sure about something, if you can't find it or search for it on the team pages, ask. We're here to help, all of us. Make your Franks list, friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood kids, service organizations, make out that list. On this success plan, there's a memory jogger. Start writing it out. That's going to help you, reach out to people. That's huge. Make that list. Never prejudge what you think people might say. You never know. The ones that I think would be amazing at this and would be rock stars at this, I thought they would be amazing, and sometimes they don't want to do it. The ones that we think, oh, they would never do it. Guess what? Sometimes they're the ones that are your rock stars. So never prejudge, because you never ever know. And then set up, face-to-face gatherings. So, you could even do sip and sees where it's just a couple of people in your house. You can just kind of talk about the products, what they've done with you, share a few things about it, but don't feel like you have to know every single thing. That's important.
Okay, I can hear me.
So anyway, face-to-face gatherings are really, really important. Set up your back office. Become familiar with that. Kind of get to know more about your back office. There's trainings online. There's certain tabs at the very top. Click on those and see what they do, because you'll be able to become more familiar, and I think it's going to help you big time. And then the Plexus Learning Center, plexuslearningcenter.com, lots and lots of great information, videos, things like that. YouTube is one of my favorites. There's so much training information on there. Go to YouTube, type in Plexus, Triplex. You're going to know all about the Triplex. You'll hear from dietitians, nutritionists, people that are in the medical field, and you'll end up finding ones that you'll want to save and share with other people. Also, diamond documentaries. I think they're really, really important. Diamond documentaries are when you reach the top of the company. Plexus camera crew comes to your house and they do a documentary of you and your journey with Plexus. That's huge. You will find people that were struggling financially that have been blessed by Plexus and the financial side of it. Teachers that have been able to quit their jobs, stay-at-home moms that I think wanted to quit their jobs and stay at home with their kids and have been able to do that. So you will see people in so many different careers, medical professionals, nurses, things like that have been able to quit their jobs. So just take a look at, there's a ton of them. We have over 100 Diamond Ambassadors right now in Plexus. So definitely go take a look at them and find some of your favorites and think of people that are your friends and family that could benefit from that. Also, for those that are just wholesale customers, ambassadors, you know, there are people that are going to sign up just to take the products only that maybe don't want to do the business. That's okay. So find people, you know, just make sure that if that somebody is a wholesaler and they're not quite sure if they want to do the business, try to let them know that they can get their products paid for. You know, I think that's important. You only need about 3 to 4 customers to pretty much get your products paid for. So that's huge. Reach out to your family. You know, family is important. Every single person with Plexus, or actually every single person that you reach out to, they can benefit from at least 1 or 2 of our products, at least. We know people that are struggling, you know, with inflammation, that have blood sugar issues, gut health issues. So always reach out to these people and let them know about our products, because I think that's important. So that's kind of the gist of the little quick start thing, which I think is great. And then the other thing that I love is it's a little, you know, another success guide. And I think this is important because this was written by all of the ambassadors that have been doing this for a while. So when I was in Hawaii last year, you know, some of the executives were asking us, you know, questions and said, what helped you get this far? So just note that this is amazing. You know, when people are asking questions and you don't know how to answer it, there's a page here that talks about blocking objectives. You know, putting yourself in that position. I understand how you feel. Like if somebody was like, oh, but it's, you know, oh, it's too expensive. Well, I understand how you feel, and I felt the same way, but I was able to give up, you know, Starbucks coffee 4 times a week, and I only drink it maybe once a week. So I saved a lot of money there. So there's ways to talk to people and to be able to block objectives. So take a look at this, you know, which was in your starter kit, because I really feel like you can get some really, really good valuable information from this. And it has examples of things. And these are people that, you know, that I've come to know and have met. And, you know, it's amazing. So, and then start growing your friends list. You know, think about all the friends that you have. People that you haven't spoken to since, you know, elementary school, middle school, you know, that you just never really became friends with on Facebook, but you know they're there. It'll say on Facebook, people that you might know. Well, I mean, I go through that all the time, and I find people that I haven't seen in years, and I friend them. Just share from your heart. It does not have to be fake. It doesn't have to be long. But I think when you find your passion, you can't help but share Plexus. The compensation plan is amazing. I can't stress that enough. You know, for those of you that don't know, I am more of an introvert than an extrovert. And I did not think I could do this business. I didn't. I thought, well, I'm just going to do it for the products and, you know, kind of go from there. I was able to reach the top of the company in 2 years. I am nobody special, but I found a passion. I found products that I love. I found products that worked for me. And then it was easy for me to share. You know, some people are going to tell you no, and that's okay. But keep reaching out, because you never know. I post every single day. I think that's probably one of the easiest things that you can do. Are you always going to have people that reach out to you? No. But if you don't post, people aren't going to see what you're doing. So I think it's important just to make sure. I mean, that's, like I said, one of the easiest things you can do. Post every single day. Trying to think of what else would be good. You know, we have holistic health coaches, you know, fitness competitors, dietitians, nurses, people in the medical profession, you know, that promote Plexus and share Plexus. So it's very, very easy to do. And then with this success guide that I was kind of showing you earlier, you know, it's got really, really good things. I mean, this is just the success plan. This is on our team page under the files tab. You know, sample emails of things that you can send out to people. That's huge. You know, it shows you which attachments that you can send with that. You know, follow-up emails to people, you know, 3-way welcome call guidelines, accountability things. It shows like week 1, things for you to do and homework for you to do. And I think that's important, because if you can spend 15 minutes in the nooks and crannies of your busy day life, you can do Plexus. So we can all find time to do this. If you have kids, for me, it was waking up 30 minutes before my kids got up, getting my post ready to send out, or, creating an email to send out to my potentials. When my kids would take a nap would be when I would send messages or call people, follow up and things like that. So I would, you can find those times. I know we're all busy moms. Some of us work full time. Some of us just, have lots of kids. But we've got people on our team that are busy, homeschooled moms. A couple of them have 5+ kids, and they find time to do this business. So if they can do this business, you guys can do this business as well. You have to figure out what is important to you. Are you willing to put all of your time and effort into this? If you knew that it was going to be a lot of work at the beginning, would you put in that time to be able to get, a nice income in return? Absolutely. And to get other people that have benefited, that benefit from the products? Absolutely. All of us that are doing this business have benefited from the products in one way or another. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. A lot of times you're going to hear people say, oh, but the products didn't work for me. But then come to find out, you'll realize that a lot of times these people weren't consistent with the products. If they are not consistent with the products, they will not be successful at all. So it's following up with your customers, following up with your ambassadors, your level 1s and 2s, making sure that everybody's happy, kind of going above and beyond for them as well, I think is important too. Letting them know that you're here for them. It's like customer service. That's kind of what we do as well. So you have to just figure out what is important to you and if you're willing to continue doing this. And also this success plan has a bunch of attachments, the product information, price sheet, things like that. I guess somebody just got on. Whoops. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Everybody's muted now. So it's just really good information. Like I said, product information, price sheet, the history of Plexus. Plexus is a debt-free company. That's huge. We've only been around, since 2008. Plexus Slim was introduced in 2009, and then we've added up, a bunch more products since then. So to be a debt-free company in that amount of time, that's a pretty big deal. And we're projected to be a $1 billion company very, very soon. So we have over 475,000 active ambassadors. That's a big deal. I mean, that's a really big deal. Our company, they listen to us. For those of you that were at convention, you guys know how amazing it was and what they do to, support us and help us through. It was one of the best things that I could have ever done was go to convention. If there are any meetings in your town, if you guys are local, if you're not local, attend meetings, because that's where leaders are born. They're born at meetings. So you've got to try to get to some, going to sip and sees or opportunity events. A lot of times people open up their homes. They'll post things on Facebook. We'll say, hey, and in Texas, Dallas, Texas, there's an event here. Well, there'll be thousands of people that attend that because they want to learn more about the business and the product. So there are things going on all the time, all over Georgia. You name it. It's everywhere. So try to look on Facebook, and if you're not sure, ask us, and we can kind of add you to some of the pages that will tell you where there are some events going on that are local for you guys to attend. So, but I kind of want to open this up to see if you guys have any questions. I never like to go through a ton of information because it will definitely overwhelm you. But I feel if you kind of get the gist of it and kind of start learning, that it makes it so much easier. So you guys have any questions at all or anything that you want to know? Anybody? No.
You can unmute if you have questions.
Yeah. Nobody has questions. Wow.
Okay, so what would you say to somebody that asks you, or they'll make a comment like, this is just another pyramid scheme? Sorry. But how do you explain, or what do you say to somebody that says that? especially when you've known you've tried like other products and they're like kind of iffy, because not like in my case, not that I jumped from product to product, but like I was taking one product and I just found this one that works better for me.
Right.
But how do you explain that no, it's not just another pyramid?
Well, first of all, I mean, I let them know like pyramid schemes are illegal. So number one, so we're not. The second thing is, you know, if they're your friends, they're going to trust you. And, you know, have I had people kind of question me? Have I done another network marketing company? Absolutely. But I tell them the benefits of it. I tell them that, you know, hey, these are our products that we have. We're not a meal replacement. We have products that can benefit for so many people. I give them testimonies, you know, things like that. But it's talking to them. It's hoping that your friends are going to trust you when you talk about that. But I feel that, you know, it's one of those things. All these people on here. It's one of those things. Hi, Brandon. It's one of those things that, you know, if your friends trust you, and if you talk about your passion for this product and explain the success that you're having with it, I think people are going to understand. Plus, the other benefit is they have a 6-day money-back guarantee. Try it. See if they like it. If they don't like it, they can return it. You know, tell them about the ingredients in our products. I mean, we're different. We're not like some of the other ones. We don't have the artificial sweeteners in there. We're not a meal replacement, but we have really, really good products. That's usually what I tell people. Are people sometimes people will believe you, sometimes people will, you know, kind of shy away from it. But that's okay. If they're not interested and they're not ready, that's fine. But the good thing is when you are talking to people about it, you're planting those seeds. You're letting people know about this business. You're letting people know about these products. When somebody goes to Target or somewhere else, or you know, a pharmacy, and they're looking at certain products, you know what? They don't get that 6-day money-back guarantee. They open up those products and that's it. They're stuck with that. So, but I think it's communication as well when you're talking to people with that.
And the 60-day money back, that's just for the customers and preferred customers, right? Not when they do wholesale.
Correct. It is for retail customers and preferred customers get the 60-day money-back guarantee. Ambassadors get a 5-day money-back guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah. So what other questions? Anybody else have anything that they want to know? Laura Ann, do you want to add anything that maybe I have missed, or that you can?
I was going to say, what would you, I mean, I know, but would you talk a minute about what happens when you reach out to someone and they either don't respond or they tell you no?
If somebody doesn't respond, that's okay. Because I have planted that seed. I have told that person about what I do, my passion for this business or the products. And, you know, I kind of follow up later on. And the reason I do that is you're going to have people that might tell you no. You're going to have people that maybe won't respond to you. And that's okay. That's okay. Because eventually that person will probably come around. And if they don't, then it wasn't for them. There's going to be that post that you do that you post that is going to catch that person's attention. And you never know. It could be a timing thing for a lot of people. You know, for me, I saw a friend of mine posting about Plexus for a while, but it took me a little while to kind of figure out what she was doing because I thought it was just about weight loss. But once people realize it's more than that, inflammation, gut health, blood sugar regulation, then people kind of understand, they realize. I think it's that mentality of what people think Plexus is. Oh, it's just one of those multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. But that's not it. They don't really understand what it is. It's also another thing is when you are sending messages to people, don't have it be a book that you send them. If you send something, have it be short and sweet, but try to get that person on the phone to talk with them. You know, there are times where I would try to reach out to somebody, and they were always so busy. So what I finally started doing, instead of saying, hey, tell me what works for you, what I would do is I would say, hey, so-and-so, I really want to talk to you about Plexus. Let me know what time works for you. Would Tuesday or Thursday, work better, this time or this time? Because I feel like sometimes when you give that person a couple of options, they're more likely to respond with what works instead of saying, I'm busy, or not respond at all. So I always try to kind of, word it in a way where you're kind of getting that person's attention. But I feel like getting that person on the phone, if you're emailing people or messaging people or texting people about Plexus, try to get them on the phone and talk to them further, because I think that one-on-one communication is so much better than just texting or messaging, because there's so much that you want to know about them and what they're interested in. And it's hard for you to be able to tell them if you don't really know, if it's just through a text or email.
And if you're new and you don't know what to say to people, then you say, hey, can we do a 3-way call with my upline? And, like Borelli, you could pull me in. If I'm not available, you can pull in Staci. So, or even a sideline that just someone, a third party, to sort of validate and back you up and say, this person's super knowledgeable about this particular health condition and how Plexus can help with it. So pulling that third person in can be super helpful sometimes for some people.
Exactly.
Got it.
Any other questions or anything that anybody wants to add in that maybe I didn't cover or mention? Or
this is Kat. What is y'all's recommendation when someone says, well, I want to try the product, for us to have them try before they buy, so to speak?
you can do trial packs. So it depends on what they want to try. The one thing is, as an ambassador, I never recommend getting out a bunch of samples. The reason being is it can get expensive for you guys. So at the beginning, I did it a few times, but then they don't really ever try them and they kind of put them away. And then you're like, oh, I wish I would have, not done that. So Plexus has trial packs. They're in the back office. You could do a 3-day trial pack, a 7-day trial pack of the Plexus Slim. If there are other products, that they wanted to try, there are a couple of other samples that they could try. I think Accelerator, Boost, and Block, I think, are the other ones that they can try. Most of the other than that, there's not trial packs for that. But having a 60-day money-back guarantee, they could try it for 60 days, and if they didn't like it, they could return it. So I think the main thing would be for them to kind of try the pink drink to see if they like it. And they could, they could always order a trial pack. $11, or I think $11.95, and then maybe $24.95 for the 7-day. So they're not that expensive, and that's also you also have that 60-day money-back guarantee on that as well. So I think it's important.
So if you're having them do a trial pack, then they are ordering that, or you're ordering it for them and charging them? How do you do that?
No, they order directly from your website.
Okay.
So yes, so if you're an ambassador, they would order directly from your website, and so it would be a retail product, because it's just a trial pack. So they go online and order, shop Plexus, and then it would be retail and then trial pack for them to try. And that way it's not costing you money out of your pocket to have to keep giving samples to people, because your goal would be eventually, would be to want to try to make money and try to get customers and try to get people to like the products. The other thing is, just trying one sample is not going to do much for you. You've got to be on it much longer. So that's why we suggest, hey, try it for a few months and see how you like it. If you don't, no big deal. Yeah. They call Plexus directly, and they can send it right back and they get their money back. It's very, very easy.
I will give out like single samples every now and then, but I make sure to make it very clear, this is not going to make you lose weight. It's not an energy drink. You're not going to have astronomical results in one day. This is a taste test to see if you like it. If you like the taste, then order 30 days as a preferred customer. I always try to get them to do preferred if you can. because they get a better price. But that way they still have that 60-day money back guarantee, and they can say, you know what, or you can say, you know what, if you don't like it, you get your money back. You've tasted it, you know, you like the taste of it. Now let's try it. But I have sent out given out many samples and, you know, basically lost money, I guess. So Staci's right. Be careful giving out samples because it can get expensive. And I almost never give anybody more than just one. I do not give away 3 days or 7 days. Oh, yeah. And my husband just reminded me, I had someone contact me on Facebook and say, I really, really, really want to try this. Can you send me just one sample? And she just wouldn't leave me alone. So I sent her just one sample, just one. And then she blocked me and won't receive any of my messages now. She's the one that reached out to me. It was wacky. She asked for can you send me a week long? No, I'm not going to. Just be careful.
Well,
right.
And you have
sending out samples.
And you have to be careful for people like that too, because they could be reaching out to other ambassadors asking for samples.
That's what I think she was doing. Yeah, that's what I think she was doing.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard that happen as well. So.
Yeah.
What other questions? Anybody you can think of? And we can always do other calls too. I mean, we can do one-on-one calls. If there's a couple of you that want to kind of get on a call, we can. I mean, we could do a Zoom. We could just do a phone call, whatever works for you guys. For if you have any other questions. For those that want to know more about the compensation plan, I mean, it's amazing. For me to kind of go over it all with you now would take much longer. But you can actually go to YouTube and pull up, Plexus compensation plan, and there's videos that you can watch that'll explain it. So I think that actually kind of might help you. I'm more of a visual person. So for me, it's I kind of like to see the screen and, as people are kind of talking about it and going through it. So if you're kind of like that as well.
In your success kit, there's this little book that's a pretty good overview of the comp plan. And in the success plan, not your kit, but the success plan that you can find in the files on our team pages, there's a spreadsheet. Yes, that one, the one that Staci's holding up. There's a spreadsheet that lists out what we get paid and how we get paid and how much we get paid. There it is, right there. So there's that spreadsheet as well that's really helpful if you're wanting comp plan info.
Yes.
Kristen Abart, I believe. Kristen Abart, and like I said in the chat earlier, I've got some list of really good YouTube links and channels and trainings that I'll post it on the team pages and send it to those of you that have asked. Kristen Abart has a really good video about the comp plan, but it's not 100% current. There's 2 things in it that were not current, but other than that, it's really good. So, sorry.
Another one that I like is Andrea Mitchell.
Oh,
She
yes.
has one. I don't know if you've seen that one. I posted that one on one of my team pages that I have that I thought was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of goes line by line and kind of really goes over it. And it's like I said, I'm a visual, and for me, it was perfect. I really, really like that.
Yeah.
So, any other questions?
And I'm sorry, where did you say we could find when there's local events? Is there a page or?
For Dallas, honestly, well, that's, what we normally kind of post when we hear things that are going on.
Okay.
Make sure you have your notifications turned on for our Powered by Plexus team Facebook group. Because anything that our Dallas team is really big because of Staci and Tiffany and Emily. So if there's an event in the area, somebody will post it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Staci was saying messages that she sends to people, when you're just, trying to get them to talk to you, need to be short. She's right. My favorite one to send, and you can tweak it a little bit, make it fit you, but my favorite one to send, I got from Rachel Rogers. Not Rachel. Wrong person. Emily Roberts. Sorry. Who's mixing up my Plexus celebrities. Emily's a diamond ambassador and a military wife, but she says, hey, this may not be for you, and that's okay. But I think you would make the most perfect person on my Plexus team. Can I call you Tuesday night or Wednesday morning to talk about it? And she just leaves it at that. And it kind of gives them an out, you know, hey, this may not be for you, and that's okay. So that they hopefully know that even if they're not interested in Plexus, you're still going to be their friend, you know. But there's a reason you're contacting them. And so it kind of gives them that curiosity of, well, why? Why does she think I'll be good at this? I never thought about doing that before. Why? With that whole, I think you would make the most perfect person on my Plexus team. That little line right there. You know, for some people that I reach out to, I say why in that initial message. I'll say, this may not be for you, and that's okay. But I think you would make the most perfect person on my team because you're so positive and uplifting and you just love on people. And those are fantastic qualities in a Plexus ambassador. Can I call you to talk about it? So some people, I'll give them a little teaser to boost their self-confidence. So if you're reaching out to potentials for the purposes of building your team, that's a great little message to use.
Yeah.
She calls it the magic text. I like it. I get a lot of crickets. I get a lot of people who don't respond. But to that particular message, I've gotten pretty decent positive response.
I agree. That's one of my favorites too, and I've used that quite a few times. So I highly suggest that. And if you guys need to know what the text is, let me know. And we can get it to you.
I was having a conversation with one of my ambassadors earlier today, who shall remain unnamed, but she was like, but I feel like all they hear, how did she say it? She said, I feel like I want to make sure I keep the relationship first. How do they know that I'm their friend first and their Plexus lady second? You tell them, because that kind of happens sometimes. And I wasn't very good at that in the beginning. And part of what I like about that message is it tells them, if it's not for you, it's okay. But you lead with a relationship. You lead with, when you do sit down and have coffee with them, or you get them on the phone, you ask them how their kids are. You ask them how their most recent vacation went. You make sure that they know you care about them as a person first, and Plexus comes second. And that's really important, that we're in the relationship business, and you have to maintain and build those relationships in order to build your team.
I will say that eventually it comes up, and usually it's them bringing it up.
Right.
John, my husband's listening in. He said, eventually, if you're just having a conversation with somebody, Plexus will come up because it's a big part of your life. And more often than not, it's the other person that brings it up. Hey, what is this Plexus stuff you've been posting about? What is this Plexus stuff you've been, or they'll ask, how's your Plexus stuff going? Because, it's just part of your life, and it becomes part of your conversation, part of your vernacular when you speak to people. So don't let it take over. But if it's a part of your conversation, that's good, because it's a part of your life.
Lorianne, that's so true, because I went and met some friends for lunch on last Sunday with, Ed and the kids. And my husband said to me, please don't talk about Plexus to these friends, because I don't want them to think that that's the only thing that we're going to talk about. Let's talk about, because we haven't seen them in a long time, let's talk about other things first. And then if they mention it, then you can talk about it.
Yeah.
5 minutes into our lunch, one of them brings it up. And I was like, yes. So, it worked, but he just didn't want me to vomit Plexus on them at the beginning. He just said, let it happen the way it's supposed to. Perfect. So that's so true. It's one of those things that it's just, if I automatically talked about it, they would be turned off. But yet we had that conversation, and then they brought it up first. I was like, perfect. Now we can talk. So.
And if someone does shut you down, I don't want to hear about Plexus. I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to unfriend you if you post anything about that. Delete, bless, and release. You don't need that kind of negativity on your team. Don't take it personally. Move on. There are more and better fish in the sea.
And I also look at it as a jealousy thing. If they're your friends, they're your friends. So, you don't think I've had people that have said, hey, I might I'm going to unfriend you. I mean, they didn't say it to me, but when they finally joined my team, they kind of told me like, I almost unfriended you, but they didn't. Lorianne. But that's okay. Actually, Corey too. Corey was right there. But it happens. It's, because it's like, well, what is she doing? What is she doing? But then they both saw that I wasn't stopping. My other friends weren't stopping. And, maybe there is something to this. So you just have to keep going because you just never know. You never know. And if they unfriend you, they unfriend you. They weren't your friends in the first place. So, all right. Well, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. If not, we will wrap this up. And, please let us know if there's anything that we can help with, because we're here. Yes.
Question, I'm sorry, on the Slim. It's a product question. So I know, like, if you mix it in with cold water, it'll get, clump up. But does it lose any of its benefit if you do it like a night before and leave it in the fridge? Like if you shake it up, or is it best to do it right before you drink it?
We've always been told to mix it up and drink it within 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
I think just from it sitting out, but let me tell you what I do so that way I don't have the clumps. I keep out room temperature bottled water. So in the morning, I mix a little bit of room temperature bottled water and then cold water. I don't have to worry about the clumps anymore. If it's
that's what I did. Okay, just wanted to double check.
Yes. If you can mix it the same day, like that morning right before you drink it, it's so much better than to do it the night before. It's not beneficial.
I bought one of those blender bottles at Walmart, the kind that has like the whisk ball in the bottom of it. And because of that whisk ball part, even if I mixed it with super cold water, if I shake it enough, because of the whisk ball thingamajigger, it gets all the clumps out. Because in my house, we like it cold too, except for my husband. My husband prefers his with room temp water, and I think he's weird, but whatever.
Okay, great to know.
Yeah.
Or you could always mix it with room temp water and then pour it over ice.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be good. All right. Well, thank you all. If you have any other questions, please let us know. Reach out to us. We're here for you. We're excited for all of you. We want you all to be successful in what you do in your journey with Plexus. Don't ever, ever get discouraged. You can never fail at this business, ever. People quit. Don't do it. You never know. If I would have quit, are you kidding me? I can't imagine. You hit the top of the company. It's like you would never. I would never be there if I would have quit. So never give up. It's each person's timing, and you all can do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the call.
I'll upload the call video to YouTube and post the link later tonight. It takes a while for it to save it and upload.
That's fine. Will you put it on my Rockstars?
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
When are you guys, do you guys have the meetings every week, or how often do you have them?
Like this?
Yeah.
This is our first one like this, but I think the goal is to do them like this maybe every other week or so. That's kind of what I was thinking. So as we add in new people to the team and further training for people who've been around for a little while, the goal is to do calls like this more often.
Okay.
Because we know that people will have, certain things that they want to focus on. So I think, if there's something that you guys want to focus on, let us know. We can kind of pick a certain topic and discuss that, as well. So, but yes, we are planning on doing this more often, just so that way, to kind of help you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay. Well, have a great night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Good to see
Bye,
you.
everyone. You too.
Free.